Yeah, 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 yeah. I didn't, bro. I'm not saying that. Yeah, I didn't, bro. I'm not saying that. Yeah, I didn't, bro. I'm not saying that. Yo, the live stream's so loud, it's going through your mic again, and then playing over and over again. Alright. Yeah. Right.
All right, welcome everyone to the first podcast of the Old Man and RBC. Want to introduce our guest, Tuff Smooth. Tuff, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Doing great. I mean, it's a little late, but I mean, I appreciate you coming on right now.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, I was looking through the candidates of which person I wanted to be the first guest, and I thought you would have a lot to talk about to bring with your experience coming in season 10. Um, so, yeah, just want to get into it real quick. First things first, how'd you even find out about RBC?
So I had known about RBC for like I don't know, pretty long time, but I'd never like played it or anything. I was more like focused on old gen. But I had a couple friends who would play it. And so when quarantine happened, I don't remember who, like, I think it might have been my friend Hayden, might have mentioned we should join RBC because they're like starting up into the season or something like that. So we thought it'd be fun. And so when we heard about the RBAA, we were like, oh, this is perfect. Like this is gonna be like we thought it would be a lot of fun playing in like the college league together. So that's how we got started with it.
Yeah, man. The RBAA that started up because we were pretty much looking for brand new prospects in like across the platform, and that's when we put up ads and like all kinds of stuff, just trying to grow grow the member count into the league. So when we had the RBA going, it kind of showed us like, all right, we got a lot of potential. But if you look back at RBA, like there's a lot of people who went in the draft who aren't even in the league. I think it's only like you, Beatrice, Hyro, and Aubert. I don't really know much else of who is in the league anymore. But going off of that though, I mean, your coach was Broken Elias and Bag, right?
Yeah. On
And
Monterey.
yep, and your teammates were Hyro, Doog, and then who else?
I had Albert on my team. We had JP Copsum, and that's pretty much everyone I remember. Like those are the most notable people. And Xavier, obviously.
Oh yeah, X Men,
Yeah.
Horse Meat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Xavier Smooth. Any of those names.
I mean, so like going through the RBAA, what did because that was obviously the minor league. What did you know about RBC going forward? Like were you excited? I mean, did you hear any stories? Like,
I mean, yeah, I was pretty excited. Like, it was something new. Because me and my friends had always talked about how in old gen, like, we already have, like, an established, like, reputation and everything. So it's like we can't have, like, any sort of fresh start. But RBC kind of gave us, like, the opportunity. But in the beginning, we kind of started to get, like, we were kind of getting steered away from it a little bit because there was a lot of bias from the umpires against old geners. I don't really know why. So our team was mostly old geners, so we there was a lot of bias against us, so it kind of made it not fun to play. But every once in a while, we'd get an umpire that wouldn't feel that way, and we could actually like really play how we want, like, and display our talents, and it made it a lot more fun.
dude, no, I get you, bro. Because like, dude, it's just like there's this huge stereotype. I mean, it's not as big anymore, obviously, because now season 12 we have a lot more old geners, but back then, like starting season 10 and prior, there was just this huge stereotype that any old gener that came into the league, they would quit if they weren't on the same team as like their friends, or they would be toxic, doxing, like all this bad stuff. So there, it was just like, Doug and the board, whoever was on the board for all the seasons, like it was just a known factor. Like, stay away from old geners. Like they're always looked down upon. And I don't know, going into season 10, owning myself, it was kind of like, I was like, why? I mean, especially like, I mean, it's a known fact. Like old geners, like can field better than any RBC outfielder by far, in my opinion. Like you don't even have to be good at batting. So I don't know. I wish there wasn't that stereotype because I know that hindered a lot. Um, like for example, I mean, the draft, the number one pick was Star to New Alexandria, and I mean, how did you feel about that when he went number one? You were actually mocked to go number three, I believe.
Yeah. No, I was pretty surprised because we thought the top three was going to be me, PK, and Doog, and that's not how it went down. And I'm pretty certain that I was passed up on a lot because of the bias against old genders, which I still don't really understand it because, like, I mean, I don't think I'm like toxic at all. Like, I really don't say anything during the games. I kind of just like, I just want to get the game going. Like, even if I know that a call like negatively Bennett like is like goes against our team, I'm still gonna be like, all right, like we were out or something like that. Let's just like, can we play on? I don't really like to like fight with the umpires and everything, but so I don't really know where the whole toxic thing came from. But yeah, no, we were definitely surprised with how the draft went.
Yeah, no, I mean, originally at Unionport, I had the number one pick, and I didn't even really watch a lot of RBAA games. So I was really going based off the mock. So if I would have gone off the mock, I would have had Star. And I mean, Star, like, he's a good outfielder, but that rookie season, I think he only had like one hit, so it was just pretty bust season. Um, so with that being said, obviously, I traded that pick from going number one to number seven to get TJ. And one of the craziest things, because you slid down the board for whatever reason, West Virginia. They had the number five and the number six pick. The number five
Yeah.
pick, they took Duke. Number six pick, they took Fox. Tell me what you thought about that.
Oh my God, we were like in shock because we were like, oh, because at the time me and Duke were like really good friends. So we were like, oh, we're about to team up. It's gonna be, we're like the league's gonna be over. Like we're gonna be in the outfield. It's like no one's gonna get any hits. It's gonna be a wrap. And then like so they pick Doug, and then they don't pick me. I was like, what? Like I don't know. It was like it was really like a shock to me. But at the time, I was friends with. Well, I still am. I was like friends with Spartan, and he had the number 8 pick. So the plan was I would like if I kept sliding, he was gonna pick me because I was gonna play with him. And then instead, you picked me, and I had never heard of you. I'd never heard of the Suns or anything. I was like, man, I didn't get to play with any of my friends. They all got drafted somewhere else.
No, so like for me, like again, I had the number 7 pick, right? So I'm looking off the mock draft, and again, you were like slotted number 2, number 3, and so I'm just like going down the list, going down the list. I'm like, hey man, this guy, he's sliding. He's like, why is he sliding so bad? And so I was like, he's there. He's top 3 prospect. Why wouldn't I? So that's when I picked you, and obviously it worked out. But one of the craziest things is, literally that day, literally like that same day, you went right to the RBC training facility and you put on the batting cage, and I was like, all right, this guy's legit. Like he wants it.
Yeah.
So it worked out, but I thought that was crazy because Hi Josh, he was the owner of West Virginia at the time, and I don't know why. I don't know why he had this obsession over Foxconn. I really don't, because honestly, the fact that he took Foxconn over you, that changed the league
Yeah.
tremendously,
That changed.
tremendously,
Yeah, that changed the league for the next 3 seasons.
literally.
Yeah, because I was so surprised because High Josh is an old Jenner, and in old Gen, High Josh has like always been obsessed with me. So I thought it was Raps. I thought he was picking me, and he didn't. I was like, all right,
Yeah, I mean, did it make you feel better when we were able to take Aubert in the second round, or like what?
100%, 100%. I think I told you I was like, yo, if he's there, keep please draft Albert.
Yeah, I mean, I think he actually said himself, like, he was like, if you didn't draft Tough, I wasn't gonna play. And I was like, damn, I got lucky. I'm not gonna lie, I got lucky because I didn't know you guys. But yeah, so going into your rookie season, obviously you were one of the best fielders. I mean, you won the Guest Rizzo Dimer of the Year award rookie season. Um, you obviously won the Rookie of the Year award, but one thing I wanted to ask was, I mean, you had a pretty hard time with your hitting in the regular
100%.
season, but come postseason, you like came out of nowhere. Like my favorite moment, and you know what I'm talking about. My favorite moment was after we played the Rock Valley Cougars. We went ahead. We're playing New Alexandria in the Metro League Championship. Game 1 at New Alexandria. It's top of the 5th. We're down, I think, 2-1. 2 outs. You're up. 0 balls, 2 strikes, and you hit a home run to tie the game, and we ended up winning that game.
Yeah,
Yo, like that was crazy.
that's the only memory I have of that entire postseason too. That's the only thing I remember. But yeah, no, I remember coming into the league when I got drafted. I knew I could not hit at all. Like hitting was my biggest weakness. I like because I had really bad latency. So even if I thought I swung on time, I swung really late. It's like I really struggled. And throughout the whole season, I struggled too. And then I remember after the Rock Valley series, you were like, "Yo, like come to this game before like come before the game, and I'm gonna help you out." And then you like kind of like really like focus with me on like how to hit better, and that sealed it. That like changed it forever.
Yeah, and like I didn't even that season we didn't even do the whole stance thing. Like that was like test your eye, like read the pitcher. Like that was season 10 and every season prior. Like it was so hard to hit. Like it was a pitcher's league for the longest time. So Working with you and like some of the other teammates, like it was hard to teach batting. It was hard, but like again, it was. I got lucky. You were able to. You were pretty like you were coachable, and obviously you knew what to do right in time. Because like postseason, I think you had 7 home runs in total, and then you won the
Yeah.
World Series MVP, won the championship first year.
Yeah, no, it was pretty great. That like really changed everything for me.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like I can't think of another player who has came into the league the way you have. I mean, you come into RBA, you win the championship. RBC rookie year, you win the championship. Sophomore year, win the championship. And now in your third season, we're already up 2-0 against New Alexandria, looking for another World Series run. Like no one has done that before. Coming into the league and just win championship every single season. Like no one. You think about the greats of like Ash, Doug, Alex when he was in the league, like all those guys. No one has done that, So it's literally every season you came in, championship. So I think that's pretty awesome to be honest. Like you wanted a restart, you got your restart and you started off really well.
I thought it was really funny, like the irony of it, that I'm an old Jenner and like they hate old Jenners, and I come into the league and I just like I dominate it. It's like they wanted to keep old Jenners out for so long, and then finally gets in, and it's just like completely turns the league over.
I mean, would you say that there's a lot more? I mean, I think so, but would you say that there's a lot more old Jenners in the league right now?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I
Even
mean,
more last year too, or last season.
I think especially with the new stance we've been doing, I would say it's a lot easier transition for old Jenners to come into the league because again, one of the stereotypes of old Jenners is none of them could bat. Like you can field, but usually the ones who couldn't bat, they get so pissed off that they can't bat, they just quit the league.
Yeah.
So coming into season 11, season 12, adopting the stance, like a lot more players are able to bat better. And now, I mean, I'd say old Jenners are probably the most valuable players in RBC. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. 'Cause I think fielding, now that it's kind of a hitter's league, is so much more valuable than anything else now. If you can have like three lockdown outfielders, like the game's over. You just don't give up any home runs, you win the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough though because I most of the runs are legit just home run runs. Like it's just home runs for the most part. It's almost kind of rare to get RBIs, just like based off base runners. Most of the runs coming into the league this season has just been strictly home runs. So I'd say like the defensive abilities of most of the league has like skyrocketed, and now it's just been like, all right, who can bat the best? Like when you look at uh, Amazon and Texas, mainly Amazon, they they couldn't bat to save their lives. I mean, their activity was super low at the same time, but it's a batter's league right now, and I don't know. I think old Jenners have been pretty much taking over the league in that aspect too.
Yeah.
So, but moving on from that though, what are your thoughts on the ruling of stripping the title from season 11? Like, what was your mind once you first heard that?
That's terrible. Literally, oh my, it was so dumb. Like, not only did we beat all the players that we supposedly allowed to like make super teams because of, I don't know, this Squeaker thing, but Squeaker also was not really an impactful player in the playoffs. Like he really didn't do much.
Dude, no,
I just thought it was terrible. Like, but when I saw that, I was like, I guess we just have to win it again this year. I mean, I thought we were going to already, but it kind of put a little chip on our shoulder, kind of.
yeah, no, I agree with you. Like going like once I first heard about it, I knew there was like nothing. There's nothing you can really do and you can't like once something's like said and stated, it's really hard to get it overruled. At least
Yeah.
it's tough. And with Squeaker, fuck, like that man, we were so close to trading him in his like first two series here at Unionport because
I
like
hated him when he was on the team. I hated him.
dude, no, he advocated like so hard. Like he was like gonna quit and everything. Like he wanted to be traded to Alex's team so bad. He literally was like, trade me Alex, trade me Alex, trade me Alex. And it was like, look, I like one the players swap that they were suggesting, it wouldn't even have worked because Squeaker was a 5 star. Like it wouldn't
Yeah.
have fit the star cap. But it, I don't know. It took a long time to get both of us like level headed, and he just stuck it out. But damn, like that kid, like really, it was the talent. Talent was there. He made some dumb mistakes every now and then, but it's really hard to play with. So it's just, I guess it just makes it that much crazier that Squeaker's the reason why this shit happened overall, stripping our title. It's like, it's his last gift before he got exiled in the league. It's just crazy. Shit drives me
Yeah.
crazy.
Because I absolutely hated him when he was on the team, like, and especially in the beginning. Like, he was so toxic, so annoying. It was like if he didn't get his way, he would just leave the game and everything. It was like he didn't want to play for us, pretty much, is what it seemed like. And I guess that was the case in the beginning, because yeah, like he really wanted to get traded. But yeah, throughout the season, he really he kind of yeah, like you said, got more level-headed and everything. Like he was kind of more down to earth and would kind of listen to us a lot more. And that kind of like going into this season, we were like, we're only gonna get like coachable players. Like we're not gonna make that mistake again.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much 100%. Like, and I try to tell this to other team owners. It's like, look, especially having a season in school, like during school, you're gonna need active players and you're gonna need coachable players. Like that's all you need. If they're coachable and they're willing to listen, like that's all you need. Just take the time and work with them. But you have some owners who, they lose and then they don't take that responsibility. Like I get it. You lose, and that shit pisses you off. But it's like, come on, man. Like I don't know. I just when I took over in season 10, I took over a franchise that everyone laughed at. No one wanted to sign with. Like no one wanted to do anything with it. Like I got lucky signing. You remember Cyber or Cool Gunner?
Yeah.
Cool Gunner
Yeah, I
and
remember him.
Weehawk. Um, just I started off with scraps, but I worked with you guys, and not a lot of team owners today are willing to do that. I mean, some of them are busy. I get it. I'm busy myself, but just there's a lot of excuses. Like I'm looking at our season 11 roster right now, and so it's obviously us three, you, me, and Squeaker, and then we had just Minion, who's not in the league anymore. We had somebody who's now a 5 star.
Yeah.
Um, but like, I don't know. You look at Montreal Islanders, everyone predicted them to have like the worst record in the league. And now they're down 1-0 right now, but they could very well make it into the World Series. And like they have an entire roster of people like no one really thought of. But JS, I mean, we know he's annoying and he can get under people's nerves, but like that man worked with them and look at where they're at now. So who do you look at and see as like the possible next face of the upcoming generation for the league? Is there anyone in particular?
I mean, I don't really know much about the players in the league, but I would probably say it'd probably be Zyron Red. He kind of seems like he burst onto the scene, and he like you trained him, right? Like you kind of taught him everything. So
Yeah,
it was all about that being coachable, and it turned him into a really good player. I think he'd probably be the next like the face of the next generation.
yeah, yeah. I worked with him in the RBAA for season 2, despite that being a flop. And again, he was just another player who was willing to listen and to really like understand what I'm telling him. Um, and that's all you need. That's all you need, especially with the star cap system. It's like you gotta take advantage. I mean, you remember? Do you remember in the beginning of season 12, everyone was like, "Oh, Unionport is overpowered. They rigged the system and all this and that." But it's like, how did we rig the system? Just because like everyone was mad because we signed our stars before anyone else did, but it was under the star
Got
cap.
to it.
What?
Yeah, we played the cap. You know how it's supposed, like how you're supposed to do it. The other teams couldn't keep up with it.
It's just like, come on, everyone. I don't know. Everyone gets mad at Unionport, but there's a lot of sensitivity in the league. Like, no one, no one likes being competitive. Everyone is like just too sensitive, and they're all about having fun. And like, you can have fun, but you can be competitive at the same time. It's just like, I don't know, like people get upset with me because like I talk a lot to the umpires and stuff like that. But it's just like, look, if you're gonna let me talk, I'm gonna talk. And if I can get, any possible pull towards my way, I'm gonna do that because it's not illegal. It's only illegal until I get ejected. But until they do that,
Yeah.
it's free game. But I don't know. Everyone just wants like a holding hands type league, and it's just kind of like, come on, bro. I don't know. There's this huge stigma against Unionport. Um, I don't know.
Yeah, like
Go ahead.
it's a game. Games are supposed to be competitive. Like I don't really understand why people get so upset with other people, like teams trying to be more competitive and everything. Like I don't know why we have this like brand that we're like the most toxic team and everything. We're so annoying to play against. Almost pretty much every single team, every single player does exactly what we do too. I mean, I can say for myself, I don't do like any of that. Like, I remember at one point in the season, I had an at bat, and it was like a 1-1 count, and then they like took a second to like review something, and then he changed it to an 0-1 count. Like he just forgot. I didn't really care. I just kind of let it go. I ended up getting out, but I was like, oh, by the way, you forgot the ball. Like you kind of just like messed that up, and they're like, oh, my fault. Like I don't really care about stuff like that. Like I'll just keep playing.
Yeah, no, I mean, like for the most part, it really depends on the umpire. Like if you get
Yeah.
that man Keaton, oh my god, bro, oh my god, like I can't stand when Keaton umpires our games. Like like look at last season, we had like two maybe three games that almost got restarted because Keaton was the umpire and fucked something up. It's it's usually almost always the umpire that drives me crazy. I don't know. I really don't think that this league's hard to umpire in, especially when we added the zone. The zone helped
It
so
does.
much.
It does. The zone does everything for you. You just got to be able to type it into the game.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. But whatever. It's all good though. Like the rest of the league, they honestly the top four teams right now this season, I would say it's still really competitive. Like look at New Alexandria in the past two games we played against them. The first game, it was still relatively close. Second game was obviously really close. Um, but the four teams in the playoffs right now, like I've said from the beginning, it could go to anyone. Like
Definitely.
to be fair, like the Spartans, they they definitely had us going. I mean, we're down 5-4. We made some mistakes, and they could have easily won that game. You know, it's this just what I'm saying. Like, it really could go any way possible, and I think that is because of the stance. A lot of people have adopted the stance, and because of that, it's a lot more competitive because there's more offensive firepower.
Yeah. And it definitely makes the games a lot more interesting, and like you really got to be paying more attention. And like coaching is a lot more important in these in games now because like coaches have to know what's going on and what to do.
Yeah,
Like I don't know how many times like after every single pitch I have to like readjust all the fielders. Like I'm like, all right, you gotta move over here now because he's gonna try to go this way. Like all right, you can like move up now because like this is the count. Like I have to like I pretty much do it every single batter, every single pitch. And a lot of times I'll position them right into where the ball's gonna get hit, and then they get an out.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean the shifts. It's like a mandatory thing now. It's like if you're not shifting, what are you doing? Like playing in your standard position, it's not a thing anymore with the way we bat today in the RBC. It's just like it's like what you said. Coaching has a bigger impact than what people think, and it comes at all levels. Whether you're on the field or you're not on the field, obviously you manage the outfield, and like you said, you tell them like, all right, you gotta go this way, or you gotta go that way. But I don't know. A lot of people get mad at me because I said adapt or die, and for some reason people take that to heart. But it's the truth though. Like
Yeah. It's
it
just like real life. The game's constantly changing. Like you gotta keep up with it.
so what I'm saying, and like I've been explaining like, okay, we were teammates with TJ in season 10 when we won the World Series against West Virginia, and he was he was decent that season, right? Coming into this season, he signed with Amazon, and to be quite honest, like it's just not. He's really bad. All right, he's really bad, and he's one example of a lot of players that have started like from the beginning of RBC who just couldn't pan out. I've tried so hard explaining that a lot of the players from the past, they just can't adapt for some reason, and they're being left in the dust, while the new generation of players, Zyron Red, Hey Joseph, somebody, Rye Guy, like these players understand the mission. They know what they're doing, and they're taking over the league, while the older players are stuck in their old habits, and it's just they're starting to die. It's so the people who take it to heart, it's just like that's the reality. It just like you said, in real life the game changes. Okay, RBC is gonna change too. And like you can make a rule against it if you want, I guess, but you're just hindering the progression of what makes the next generation great.
And like I just think it's a lot of like like you said the players who have been playing since the beginning, who aren't that great anymore. It's like they just don't want to accept that they're not like the top echelon players.
No, yeah, 100%, 100%. It's like Doug's adjusted. I mean, he's been doing better. Um, but I mean,
Yeah, I've seen him use the stance a couple times.
yeah, exactly. It's not a secret that Doug was heavily against what was going on. Um, and I mean, you see it in his performance when he wasn't doing it. It was like he had a lot harder time, but I've noticed he's been doing what everyone else is starting to do, and it's obviously been showing. Um, you know, but he's just one of the rare players who are like starting to adjust to it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just it's a different league, and this league has all kinds of potential. Um, like I personally think that you would be a really good fit for the board. Reason being, I can't think of an old Jenner that has been on the board of directors. I mean, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, if there has been, but I haven't. I mean, I guess Frito, but I mean, he got fired real quick. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But for a board of directors, you need a diversity of players, and you put an old Jenner on the board, especially with, like I, I wouldn't. I'd probably say everyone in the league has nothing against you. So if you were to put yourself, it's like you're bringing a whole new um, opinion to the board, and you could like change things, you know. But I mean, we'll see what happens. I guess. I mean, we literally just fired the entire board.
Yeah.
I, I mean, do you think you would probably want to be on the board? Is that something you would want to do?
Yeah. No, that's something. Yeah, I think I would. I'd be down to do that. Um, like, yeah, I don't really have a problem with like anyone in the league. Like, obviously, if you say something to me, then I'm gonna say something to you. But I don't. I'm like, I wouldn't really say I have a problem with anyone. You know, I'm just playing the game. But yeah, I think I could definitely see myself being on the board of directors.
I, I mean, we'll see. If there's a season 13, it's gonna it's gonna be I don't know. I don't know what to expect for it. It's gonna be very different, especially because I know we have a lot of players who are gonna be retiring that are like already team owners and stuff. So I mean, if there's a season 13, we'll see how it goes. But I mean, if you decide you want to continue playing, I think you'd be a great fit. But who knows what happens if this is the last season? I mean, we gotta go out with a bang.
Definitely.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'll probably play NES in another week. It seems like we're playing like once a week right now.
That's
But
how it's been for like the past couple months.
yo, no cap. But with that being said, do you have any comments or anything you want to end this off with, and then we'll go ahead and sign off?
I guess. I mean, let's go Suns. Let's go for that three-peat. It is a three-peat. I don't care what anybody says. That's a three-peat.
Nah, 100%. Like even Ashlimmer, who, you know, technically he won, you know, the championship by default. Uh, Even he doesn't talk about it. We like it's like one of those who won the Heisman they got taken away. I can't think of it, but it's like that. Everyone knows who actually won that. It's gonna be a three-peat. Don't worry. But all right, well, I appreciate it, Tough. Thank you for your time. Really, I mean, I had a good time.
Yep.
And we'll probably have another episode with anyone who wants to join. Any guest that's looking to, you know, just talk some bullshit behind the locker rooms, whatever you want to do. So, thanks everyone. Appreciate it. Thank you, Tough. And we'll catch y'all later.